So this is going to be our final exploration in this playthrough. Very important, let's talk to everybody. I don't think... Yeah, we have this one, which we are not going to accept because we cannot even complete this quest now. And this one, we'll have to see if we get some chickpeas from the gardening. If not, this is just gonna have to stay in our quest log forever, I'm sorry. But let's get started, let's talk to everybody. As usual, we go to Abyss first. Our last time visiting Abyss for this playthrough.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The war is careening headfirst toward its grand finale. Do me a favor and get through this mess alive, okay? After the dust settles, maybe I'll go on to guard other entrances in other parts of the world. I'm a dreamer, my friend. Always have been.
Now here's a fun fact. Remember how just before the time skip he actually had a Knight of Zeros waiting here with him? In Azure Moon you never find out what happened to that knight. In Verdant Wind and Silver Snow he is confirmed dead. And in Crimson Flower they put the extra stake in this by no homoing this guy and instead giving him a female guard lady as a replacement. So I'm like, yeah, no thanks, I'll stick with the Azure Moon version and just pretend that the Knight of Zeros survived and these two can find each other again. I'm gonna check in with our mysterious teacher and see how everybody is doing.
Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed.
Alright.
Now let me see.
Oof.
I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes.
The duo's level ups, look at this. Holy moly.
Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes. Now let me see.
Wow.
I expect much from
Sylvain,
this one. Yes.
not messing
Now let me
around,
see.
honestly.
I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes. Now let me see. I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed.
So overall, it looks like we did actually manage to
Now
get
let me
decent
see.
growths.
I expect much from this one. Yes, indeed.
Some of this is to be expected, like he is not getting any growths in speed and such. I wonder why he has like 0 in def. That should be like one of his highest. But oh well.
Fare thee well.
We did okay.
Intriguing. Is it true what they say? That the Archbishop is a captive of the Empire? I've never heard of anything so brash in all the Empire's long history. It is vexing that Lady Edelgard's true motives elude me. If only I still had noble connections to draw on. The loss of my house has proven to be a thorn in my side again and again.
Don't worry, Constance. You'll get there.
Wow. We're getting along a lot better with the Kingdom soldiers recently. Everyone's in higher spirits. When they first got here, some of them were aggressive toward us. Even abusive.
Sorry to hear that.
All that's changed now. They've been courteous with us. Generous even. That's nice to see.
Nice to see that people can change. But wait a second, do we only have 2 people of our Abyss gangs here? I wonder where Yuri and Balthus are then.
The war might be over soon. All this time we've been fighting, and the end comes in the blink of an eye. I have no idea what I'll do afterwards, though. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I will. Though you already seem to know what you're going to do. Which is what, exactly? Actually, don't tell me your plans just yet. Let's revisit this topic when the war has drawn to a close.
Yeah, let's wait. Let's keep it a surprise in case anybody watching this stream hasn't played Azure Moon yet. Alright, I guess Yuri and Balthus must be somewhere else in the monastery then. I'm sure we'll run into them. Alright, nothing and nobody up here. Let's go to the training grounds. We could theoretically do the tournament just for shits and giggles, honestly. I might actually, you know, just for shits and giggles.
It's very likely that Lady Rhea is confined in the Imperial Palace. If so, then our strategy will be to gain control of the streets and then assault the castle. A street battle followed by a castle invasion. It's just one battle after another. It'll be tough, but we have to win. For Lady Rhea.
We'll be fine.
10 years ago, Dagda and Bridget attacked the Empire from the west. Their final target was the capital. But they were countered at a port town long before they reached their destination. We spent a lot of time going back and forth, but at least we made it this far.
We did get further than Dagda, yes. Okay, we are going to do this tournament. And for tournaments, remember, it doesn't really matter what the actual weapon rank is of the person. It's much more important what the stats of the person are. And even though he is a bow knight, I think we're gonna take... I thought we might actually take Ingrid for this. Because she has super good AVO. So let's try it with Ingrid. Let's see how this goes.
It is done. Onward.
Oh, two Falcon Knights against each other. This should be interesting.
You took me lightly. It is done. Onward.
Good job, Ingrid. And we get a Master Seal, which we no longer need because everyone is already certified. Oh well.
Hi there.
Alright, nothing and nobody in here. Ingrid, let's talk to you.
I'm so glad you were assigned to the Blue Lion House, Professor. We made it this far, thanks to your guidance and leadership. There's a bitter fight ahead, that much is certain. You have my lance. Yes, let's do this together.
Alright, let's go. I'm thinking I might actually have meals with my Blue Lion pairs. Just for fun, just for the nostalgia. Because we really don't have anything else left to do here. We're literally just exploring for the dialogue. And to possibly, potentially finish our quest. Our supply chain quest.
Here we are, facing the final battle with the Empire. It's been a long, difficult struggle. We have to get Lady Rhea back. And we have to crush the Empire in the name of Captain Geralt. He's watching over us now, protecting us. I know he is.
Just like the goddess was watching over us at Garrick Mark 5 years ago.
Rhea will be somewhere in the city. I wonder if she can sense us coming. The battle will soon be upon us. Let us both be at our best for what is to come.
Yep, that sounds like a good plan.
Dear goddess. your safety. I'll do all I can to survive. But please, please don't die out there, Professor.
Absolutely not. Don't worry, Marianne. We'll be fine.
Could I trouble?
All right. Cyril.
Whenever I think about how we'll be seeing Lady Rhea real soon, I get happy and really get cleaning. We'll get there for sure, right? We'll see her again?
Yes, we will.
I just gotta believe Lady Rhea is waiting for us in the capital. We just have to find her.
Alright, something pinged me on my phone from work. So I'm gonna have a look at that in just a minute. As soon as we start the next dialogue.
I need to be speaking. 5 years ago, Edelgard said a thing to me. Bridget is a vassal of the Empire. But she also said I always have the freedom to be choosing whether I am with or not with her. I will become the ruler of Bridget. So she said I must make my own path. So now, my path and her path will be colliding.
Yeah, well, you're not actually going into battle, Petra, so you're gonna be fine. And Leonie is here because it was Gerald's office.
At last, it's time to face the Flame Emperor, Edelgard. I know that the future of all Fodlan rests on this battle. Nothing else is more important. But for me, this is personal. For Captain Gerald's sake, I'm going to give it all I've got and more.
That's the spirit, Leonie. Keep it coming.
Enbar's streets are paved with unhappy memories, Professor. I've avoided the damned place ever since I abandoned my nobility. Swore never to return. Now here we are. To return in this manner. Well, I can't say it is something I ever imagined. Especially as I'm returning to end the Empire. What a strange feeling. Breaking one's history.
I love how everybody says we're coming to end the Empire when literally we haven't even talked about that. We're here to defeat Edelgard and stop the war. Yeah, but we could just put somebody else in charge of the Empire. Like, it is so clear that the plot of this game was written with the goal of like the reunification of the three kingdoms in mind. Kind of a bit inspired by Romans of the Three Kingdoms. Because literally the Empire has 6 ministers and a prime minister. You could just put a prime minister in charge of the Empire. Like, Ferdinand is actually, once he gets his head out of his ass, very decent as a politician. You could make that happen, but no, we're like, oh no, the Empire is gonna be disbanded. It's like, really? Does it really need to be? I mean, I know Claude handed us the Alliance, but the Empire doesn't have to go, so I'm surprised that everybody is already talking about it like it has to even before the battle starts. But that is just a problem with the writing of this game on pretty much every single route, so don't be surprised about that. I will say the fact that it basically forces reunification on the continent in every single route can seem a bit iffy when you know Japan's own history with imperialism, but we're not going there.
When you think of it, as one approaches the end of a war, the sacrifices only grow larger, don't they? The winning side musters their forces and attempts to strike a decisive blow, while those of the losing side make desperate attempts to turn the war in their favor. Neither side will give. I only wish we'd consider those who lose their lives in that struggle.
I know what he wants to say is we are far from safe ourselves, but I'm gonna go if it's better than dragging the war out.
I can appreciate that, But just because a choice is better does not mean that it's good.
No, but when all your choices suck ass, then you have to pick the one that sucks the least, honestly.
I was born in Enbar. My mother and father met in a church there. Not too long after, I was brought into the world. I do not understand how war can happen in such a precious place. It is most regrettable.
Hello, Malguardian. So yeah, Flane's parents met in Enbar, and fun fact, if you bring Flane and I think even Zedef to that battle, and you go near a specific building, which is that church, they have special dialogue. The same thing if you bring Dorothea and Manuela and you go near the Opera House, they will also have special dialogue on the Enbar map. But since we're not bringing either of those 4 people, it's not going to be relevant for this playthrough. Speaking of Manuela, there she is.
Life can be tough, you know. But if you've got your friends to help you through, it can be a lot easier. Maybe you butt heads sometimes, but that's okay. That's how you build bonds, right? And I've got friends, Professor, plenty of those. It's true love that seems to have passed me by.
Still going on about this. I think the one she wants to say is time to give up. You haven't missed much. Actually, when I upload this to YouTube, it's going to be like the first video is just going to be power leveling the remaining few people, and then the second is one where it starts with the exploration. So you missed like about 15 minutes of exploration, which is really the relevant part. The rest was just battling, power leveling our people.
Yeah, I'm starting to figure that's the most realistic option. At this point, I'm just hoping you stay single too. Then at least we can share each other's misery.
Wow. Thanks, Manuela. I am actually pairing Byleth up with Sophis, so we are kind of staying single, but not single, so... And I do say I love Manuela's solo ending, because I hate narratives where everybody has to get paired up or else they're not finding happiness. So I do like having a few endings where people just end up solo and happy. Yeah, it's complicated.
Did you know a magnificent canal flows through downtown Enbar? It's said to have been constructed under the guidance of Saint Seros before the Empire was even formed. Ever since, that canal has been a major lifeline for the capital's development. And now this is how the Empire repays it. Truly, no good deed goes unpunished.
Especially since Rhea is Saint Seros. They actually have Saint Seros locked up in the palace at this moment.
We're about to put the finishing touches on this war. I wonder how Fodlan will look without the backdrop of death and destruction. I can't wait to see it. On the other hand, I'm terrified of what the future might hold. Who knows if I'll survive the assault on the capital?
Well, since you won't be part of the team assaulting the capital, you'll be fine. Don't worry about that, Ignatz.
Attacking the capital means crossing swords with the Emperor herself. I hope you won't be caught unprepared. I've heard that she'll stop at nothing in the pursuit of victory. Be careful of that Hubert, too. Minister of the Imperial Household. They say he's a cunning strategist.
Hubert is gonna be the least of our problems, honestly.
I've got a bit of Dusker blood in me. Vargas is our ancestral enemy. But if that man is going to be the king, I don't see any harm in lending him my blade. I believe that we can forge a proud new kingdom. As you can tell, I'm expecting great things. I won't forgive you if you lose.
We're not gonna let you down. And yeah, Dusker is going to have a rather bright future. Thanks to all the pairings that we choose, and thanks to, you know, Dimitri actually having a legitimate interest in Dusker flourishing and being a nice place to live again.
Fighting in the capital? And we're fighting against Edelgard. Double But with you leading us, Professor, I know we'll win. Yeah! Woo! Fighting! I'm a little scared, to be honest.
I'm just shouting to relieve the tension, but I'll be fine.
You should talk to Raphael. He knows a thing or two about shouting to relieve tension. So, hello, Pelor. Let me in, let me in.
Looks like we're nearing the end of this struggle. I'm sure Lady Rhea is on tenterhooks waiting for me to swoop in and rescue her.
Only in your fanfiction.
You don't mince your words. Try being a bit more mindful of other people's feelings. Lady Rhea's not waiting for me, I know, no matter how much I might wish she were. She's waiting for you.
We are in the final exploration. After this, we have the Battle of Enbar, the battle at the Imperial Palace, and then we are done. Well, I say we're done. We're gonna have a whole lot of like ending cutscenes and pairing descriptions and shit like that. So there's like half an hour of cutscenes after after we're done here. And congratulations on finishing your Crimson Flower playthrough, Pillow. One note, who wants something from us? Killing enemy soldiers is one thing, they signed up for it, but what about some farmer's kid coming at me with a scythe or pitchfork? Do I gotta kill him too? It's possible to fight without killing. You could just knock him out. There we go. I haven't actually seen Balthus yet.
Sorry, but I'm not the fighting type. All I can do is lend you the stuff you need. And, you know, pray to the goddess for your safety.
That's good enough, my dude.
Win, live, and return, okay? Mostly so you can pay me back for the stuff you borrowed.
Okay. I don't remember borrowing anything. We bought a lot of shit, but okay.
Let me consider. It matters not how just our cause may be. In the end, war is nothing more than organized murder. I understand the desire to reach a conclusion, but we mustn't overlook the sins inherent in our deeds. Sorry. I have a tendency to preach. We have lost so much, and in return, we have taken much from our enemies. I pray we can put an end to this cycle of violence.
Yeah, we were not the ones who started attacking a monastery and 2 sovereign nations, so
I believe
I'm cool
in
with
you,
this.
but please ensure that His Highness survives as well. Fodlan's future would be in peril if we lost him. I would not be able to go on. Thank you.
Please.
Oh, they do. Blessing of the goddess upon you. Yeah, hopefully.
Professor. Our next battlefield will be the Imperial capital. There will be no turning back. If you have any unfinished business here, you had best settle it before we depart.
This is Dimitri basically telling us, hey, get all your shit in order, we're not coming back to the monastery. Which for once is actually true.
I knew I could count on you. Good luck.
Alright. Don't think there's anything back here. Yep.
I am. It's a bit of a ritual for me to pray before something big like this. I couldn't recount a single word of scripture for you, but my mother always prayed. I picked up the habit from her. Believe it or not, I'm praying for you too. For you to come back soon.
Aww. That's so nice of you, Yuri. Thank you. All of our statues are shiny. All good here. Moving on, nothing to pick up over here. Not that we need anything that we could pick up right now, like... We have all the equipment we are ever going to want, except maybe we could use some more mithril for, like, forging those weapons. So if we run into a cat, we're gonna feed the cat, because the cats can actually drop mithril. And it's not like we're gonna need the food for anything else.